Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back once again to Fat Cat Collections. Today, guys, the topic of the video is why is Invicta trash? Or specifically, the related search keywords here are why Invicta is trash, right? So, okay, first off, why would any moron even ask that question? Why is Invicta trash? Now, I think the reason why somebody might ask that question is because that might be somebody who doesn't know anything about the brand and wants to go ahead and they've looked at one too many YouTube influencers, one too many Reddit articles about Invicta being a crap, garbage, shitter, trash watch. And so they might be looking for information. So I wanted to do this video because sometimes you might see some of my content kind of repeat with different topics. But remember, people search for different things. And YouTube is a tricky beast to master. And you have to kind of sometimes be specific on what people might be looking for. So this video, again, is to help out somebody who might be somebody looking into getting a watch, not sure what to get, and are trying to find out why is this brand so hated? Because really, when you look at brands out there, I would have to tell you that Invicta is one of those brands that people generally love or hate. There generally isn't any in between, right? Anybody who has experienced a brand who says they hate it, to me, is a liar, right? I don't think that you could possibly experience this brand and call it trash after owning it. After seeing it and seeing what value you get, I can't believe anybody who's honest could say that. And I see it with a lot of guys who YouTube the brand, which they'll shit talk the watch and then actually try to do the review. And you can tell they're like, they don't want to be positive, but like they'll be like, yeah, it's not bad. When inside, they're probably like, man, this is pretty incredible. But they can't swallow their pride and admit it, that the brand is quite amazing. So why is Invicta trash? Why do people say Invicta's trash? I think mainly because a lot of times, if you look at the Invicta style, right, they make thousands of different watches. And there really is something for everyone. Not every watch that Invicta makes, even, you guys know, I like the big gaudy stuff, right? Like, I don't always wear it. Like, I got my little, red Fire Liege watch today, Submariner Homage. A lot of times I wear small watches. It just really kind of depends on my mood and what I'm doing. But not every Invicta watch is for me either. Like, there are some watches that, I just really don't care for. They're just, I appreciate them for what they are, but they're just not my style, right? A perfect example is the DC comic stuff. Sorry, guys, but I'm not into the themed watches. Although I can appreciate them, I think they're kind of cool. I'm not into DC stuff. I'm not into any. I generally am not a brand, like a guy who likes to rock different brand names. I prefer things to be kind of debadged. Now, that doesn't mean that the big Invicta engraving on some of the Invicta watches bothers me. Not in the slightest. But, like, I'm not a guy who wants to wear a big Gucci shirt, right? Letting everybody know that I overpaid for this shirt, right? And I think a lot of times people tend to like brands. And I think that, despite what a lot of people will say about, oh, I wish just like and mainly it's right out of the Rolex Snob Handbook. Oh, it's a nice watch, but I wish they would have put Invicta on the side. I see it all the time. It's like they all just are like zombies spitting the same nonsense out. Like, it doesn't look bad. Like, who sees it anyway? It's off to the side. Like, you're the only one who sees it, And I mean, I can never imagine myself nitpicking something that much that would turn me off. I mean, we're looking at, oh, the branding's too much. Like, it's only one extra thing. And not all the Invicta watches do that. Some do, some don't. And I think the reason Invicta did that with the Pro Diver is just to let people know that, hey, this is our own thing. This is our Invicta. We want people to know that this is an Invicta watch if you see it, and that you're not, that it's not a Rolex. And I think they were proud of what they did, proud of their version of the Submariner, right? And that's what the Pro Diver is. So again, I think that a lot of times you see these YouTube snobs out there who really like the higher end brands, and they really kind of fall into that kind of archy luxury mentality where it's like they think that they have a superiority complex that they need to really let people know how sophisticated they are, and they do that by putting other brands down. When on the flip side, they'll review brands that they got sponsorship agreements with, and they'll tell you how much they like it, or it's something that it's a full brand that they really like, which I know is on par with the Invicta quality, but yet they'll still bash the Invicta brand. I think a lot of times it's just because of the style. Although, again, a lot of the Invicta styles are not for me. They do make very simple watches and they make really over-the-top watches. And I think a lot of times is that people like that just kind of overgeneralize the entire brand, you know. And then when it comes down to things like the Pro Diver, they hate the brand so much they just can't give the Pro Diver the credit it deserves. And that's on par with hundreds of different Seikos, hundreds of different, you know, micro brand watches. You know, you name it, it's an amazing watch. It's amazing value. But they dislike the brand so much. And then they start to attack the people who wear the brand, you know. They like to try to be, you know, I see it all the time. God, you know, and this is like the same argument, the same comment. It's like they all like, and again, you can see the lack of originality, right? Because these people, they'll say the same things. Oh, got a lot of Invicta comments, misspelled comments, right? It's like, dude, I've heard that used by everybody wants to, you know, insult the other side. It's widely, commonly used on YouTube. Oh, yep, had a lot of Winchester snobs come after me who misspell. You know, like people are always trying to insult the other person, kind of in an indirect way. You know what I mean? Like with Invicta, you know, people be like, oh, a lot of bouncers and muscle heads. You know, like, dude, there's lots of people like that wear Invicta watches that are doctors and lawyers, and you know, my point is there's people from every job category, every class level, every wealth level that likes the brand. You know, I remember Rich Piana, you know, he was a big bodybuilder, right? You'd always see him with an Invicta Grand Octane. I remember it's the first time I saw one on somebody's wrist. Big bodybuilder, right? Now again, it is a bodybuilder, but you have guys like that who wear them and guys who, like me, who wear them, who aren't big, huge bodybuilders, you know? You always get these people trying to make some reason on why you shouldn't wear one. Oh, well, he's a big meathead bodybuilder. That's right. So there's the insult. Or, oh, well, that guy's just compensating. You know, that guy's got a little dick, right? I mean, it's the most absurd argument, the most absurd comments I've seen by the Rolex trolls, the watch snobs, you know. Really, ultimately, at the end of the day, is that the brand is amazing. The brand is one of the best values, hands down. Is it the best value? It's close to it, in all honesty. Now, I'm not saying that Invicta is the only brand to go with. There's brands like Pagani, Steel Dive. A lot of these brands you got to find on AliExpress and eBay that are incredible watches that are giving you an amazing watch for amazing prices. You know, once you start getting into that next micro brand category, when a watch is considered micro brand, that's when you see the price jump up 3 times, right? When really it's the same watch, you know. And so a lot of times, again, the people who really generally like Invicta watches aren't really getting on Reddit and those watch snob sites. Those are hate groups, to be honest with you. You know, not Reddit, but I'm saying a lot of the guys who are in these forums where they bash other watch brands are just snobs. These are miserable people, you know. These are people who, if you didn't have watches to insult other people about or to flex your superiority, right? Or your status or your intelligence, right? Or lack thereof, they would find something else, you know. And these are the kind of people that everything that they do is the best, right? It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a restaurant. Where do you want to go get something to eat? Oh, I like Taco Time. Oh, I like Taco Bell. Oh man, Taco Bell's garbage. You know, they'll argue why Taco Time is so much superior, right? They will make the argument on anything that they like. Because ultimately they're bullies. They really are. Whether they were bullied growing up and now they're bullying other people, whether they're bullies and they can't do that now, whether they're, you know, a lot of these guys that I found tend to be passive aggressive people where they hide behind their computers. Now I'm not saying there are guys out there who are extremely, you know, tough people out there, and you know, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a lot of guys who YouTube troll are miserable people who really have nothing better to do. And it gives them some sort of pleasure to try to put someone else down where you can see they're happy. Like me, I'm a pretty happy person. So when I do a video and you see I'm excited about a watch, I'm in a good mood, right? I'm pretty happy about it, right? Well, a lot of people out there don't like that. There are people out there who really, that makes them angry to see somebody else having enjoyment, enjoying something, so they feel the need to say something. Now, I will tell you, this video is really about the Invicta trash, but I want to tell you this. I do think that people are generally pretty decent online, which is surprising because when I first started a YouTube channel, I did it with the video kind of like, or the camera just getting from the neck down, you know. I was like, well, I don't want to put myself out there. You know, people are pretty mean and people will nitpick things. But what I've honestly found was pretty refreshing. And I tend to be kind of a cynical person when it comes to the decency of the world. I mean, you know, we are who we are. And, you know, I keep my circle of people pretty tight. I don't associate with a lot of people. I generally don't like people. You know, I don't like people's nonsense. But there are a lot of really good people out there. And having a YouTube channel has really kind of been really a pleasant experience seeing all the wonderful comments that I do get. And the very few negative ones. And you guys can't see the negative ones. I monitor every comment like most YouTubers do. There are some YouTubers out there, you know, who will let any comment slide. I don't let any kind of cyberbullying. I don't let bashing. I don't let anything on my channel that has to do with putting a brand down. If you want to come on and say, hey, you know what? I don't like Invicta. I prefer a different brand. This is why. I don't mind a intellectual, you know, it doesn't have to be fact-based, right? Because opinions are opinions, and tastes are tastes. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting on there and being like, yeah, Invicta, a lot of those watches are really over the top. I'm not a fan. I like this brand better for this reason, you know, or just say I don't even need a reason. I just like Bulova over Invicta. I like Rolex over Invicta. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, there is no need to ever bash a brand. So I just don't allow it in the channel. But with that being said, you guys don't see any comments that I get. Every comment is held. But when I do get one, they get deleted and the person does get banned so they can't comment again, right? They can comment, but they're the only ones who see it on their own. You have to be logged into their account to see it. But honestly, the amount of negative comments I get on a monthly basis, I maybe get 2. Now, again, trolls, don't jump on the bandwagon to start. But again, it has been a pleasant experience knowing that most people are pretty decent. I mean, honestly, at least on YouTube. So, again, if you are Googling this or you found this through YouTube and you're asking why Invicta is trash, just know that Invicta is not trash at all. And any YouTuber that you see who is trashing the brand is lying, completely lying. And this is where opinion does go out the window, because if you look at the brand for what you get for money, for the value that you get, the quality of components, the machining, the manufacturing, the attention to detail, the finishing, the designs, it is one of the best values hands down. And I can almost guarantee you that if you go give the brand a chance and you're on the fence, be like, I don't know, I've heard they're trash, buy it through Amazon, and if you don't like it, you can return it. I can assure you, I'm 99.9% certain that if you give the brand a chance, you will be pleasantly surprised. And, you know, I like different brands. Like, you know, this watch here, Ligi, you know, I don't have an Invicta Pro Diver. I have a Grand Diver, and it's been on my list. I need to get a, you know, I've been wanting a Batman-style Pro Diver, right, or Batman-style Submariner. I looked at different brands, and ultimately, you know, I have one coming in the mail. I was going to buy a Pagani, but I already have a Pagani. I bought the Ligi because of the red face, but I probably would have bought the Ligi and the Batman if I didn't get the red face version. Just because I like a variety. I like to see what you get across the different brands and what you get for your value. So I can make a video about it as well, you know, and then I can share that information, because a lot of times people don't want to give a brand a chance. And ultimately, when you've been doing this as long as I have and you've seen a lot of watches, right now I take the pretty safe assumption if you see something that's made of 316 stainless steel with an automatic movement of some kind, that if for a certain price point, that you're going to get a certain level of quality that's really going to be on par with watches. This watch, you can put this watch on par with quality that's in the $1,000 price range. Now, granted, I did have a few issues with this watch, okay? And I don't chalk that up to the brand. I chalk it up to I just got a bad one, you know? It does happen. The dive extension doesn't lock, and that sucks. And you probably wouldn't have that on a more expensive watch. But I tell you right now, I am not going to name any names, but I've worked with brands, not Invicta, but watches that cost $1,000 that I had problems with, and they were kind of took the road that like no way that could be possible. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it was possible, and they were manufactured incorrectly. And I did save them a lot of money in not having to send these watches out and then take them all back. They caught it before they actually got shipped, thanks to me, right? But again, the attitude was, oh, that can't happen with our brand. And I can tell you that it can happen with any brand. And you know, a lot of times, When it comes to quality control, you really never know unless you visit the factory, and most of us aren't going to be able to do that. And again, you have to take into consideration sometimes, again, take into consideration what people say on Amazon, Better Business Bureau, if you look at Invicta, it's atrocious. They don't have a good rating, but remember, a lot of people don't go to the Better Business Bureau to review a company or a site. That's kind of an old thing. People don't really do that anymore, so I wish people would go on there and rate them a little bit higher, but it's not like Amazon makes it easy to do reviews. You basically, and they're unbiased. You log in, you buy something, you log in, you review it, and it's all part of the process. You know what I mean? Where it's like, it's harder if you buy something and then you're like, oh, naturally it's biased too. If you buy something through Invicta Stores, right, which is the company, and you do a review and they put it on their site, a lot of times when we see reviews on a company's site, we're like, all right, they're not real, right? You see it, we see them all over the place where it's like, are they real, or you don't really know, and I don't even know. But with Amazon, you can rest assured that the people buying from Amazon are generally people reviewing on Amazon, and it's pretty safe. And with me, again, you may find me and you may not know anything about me as far as my channel, but if you've been watching me for a while, then we've built rapport. And I'll tell you, when I'm selling something on eBay, like pre-owned Invicta, they don't wear anymore, all I have to do is mention, yeah, I reviewed on Fat Cat Collection. The people are like, oh, okay, I'll check it out. And the reputation's there. I'm not going to tell somebody something that's dishonest or a lie, So because my reputation is important online. So generally, if I tell you something, I'm being honest with you, or not generally, I'm always being honest with you. But I can't say that about a lot of guys I've seen on YouTube. There are a lot of keywords on YouTube that are higher paying keywords, right? Rolex is one of them. Rolex is a popular topic on YouTube. If you do a Rolex video or you start a Rolex channel, your channel is going to probably do better than mine at some point, right? Because there's more people searching. If you can rank, you're going to get views, So, again, that's great if you love the brand and you own the brand, you can put up content, great. But, for me, I'm not really a fan, So I could very easily try to put up fake videos. I mean, it's very easy to go start a channel, buy fake Rolex watches and DHgate. On camera, you can't tell. I can be very, very careful on how I film and all that stuff. And a lot of times when you see guys reviewing Rolex, you don't even know if they're real. You really don't, unless they have some real proof. And I haven't seen too many guys actually, review their Rolex watch in front of like a Rolex AD or show proof of purchase and proof that it's actually legit. And ultimately, I don't really give a shit one way or another. But just my point is when you read things online, take into account the whole group of people, Don't just take into account, oh, I read it on Reddit or I saw this one YouTube influencer. Look at different people. Look at the comments. Look at Amazon reviews, and make an educated decision to buy something. And now Invicta is going to be easy. I'm going to sell you on it, and if you watch my video, you watch other videos, and you see how many watches I have, you'll know that, all right, I should give this brand a chance. But if you don't want to do that and you haven't done that, then again, if you buy with Amazon for maybe your first one, you don't like it, you can return it. They make it so easy. Where other companies, you buy through Invicta stores, yeah, you can do that. It's not quite as easy. It is easy, but I keep hearing something weird. Yeah, house haunted. Anyway, just know that Invicta brand is incredible value, and you'll be happy if you get one. So, anyways, thanks for watching the video. Do comment, do subscribe, and have a great weekend. Take care.